Ok, hay un mensaje de...
Okay.
¿Dónde estoy? Ya, ahora sí, ahora sí, ahora sí. Ahora
Okay.
sí.
Leonor, what we are going to do is now, we are going to transmit live
Huh?
in YouTube, because I don't know what is happening with my Facebook, but then I'm going to send the link from the Facebook, from the YouTube to the Facebook. No problem. And please just share it.
Shall I let the audience know in Facebook right now?
Yes, of course. But yes, now we are not live. I'm gonna share with you all the link. This is the link for everybody if they want to see it in Facebook. I'm gonna do that.
All right. Okay, I cannot
Okay.
see anybody. I don't know why. Well, compartir pantalla, I should share, I guess, right?
I'm going to transmit in Facebook. Now, live,
Okay, I'm here.
Johnny
Johnny, hello.
I'm here. Hello, my dear. I'm here.
Yes. Okay.
Cárdenas.
Yes.
PhD.
All right.
Wow. We have, oh my God. Oops.
Yeah. Leo,
Sí.
I already copy the link of the YouTube live. And can you help me please answering the messages from Facebook Live?
Yes, the thing is that I need to publish this. I need to let people know via Facebook because
No, it's Facebook. It's Facebook. It's in Facebook. You go
yeah,
to
but the thing is
Peru.
that
You go to
yeah,
Peru.
but the thing is that I do from my Facebook and because I tag a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Go to Peru Tech and copy the link and send it to your
All right,
contacts.
okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll do that, okay?
Okay. Yeah. No problem. No problem. Okay. I think we're ready with Miss Cárdenas. Mrs. Cardenas, Dr.
Sorry,
Johnny.
doctor, yes, doctor.
Dr. Johnny,
Okay.
yes, Dr. Johnny. And let me introduce my friend Johnny. Oh, there are people waiting, so I'm doing everything now. Yeah, okay, so let me introduce. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, for giving your time to learn more. And we are so proud to announce Alan, can you help me please silencing the microphones, please, Alan? Alan, are you there? Can you help me please with the microphones? Okay, so we are so glad to introduce our speaker today and friend, Dr. Johnny Cardenas. And the topic that she's going to present for us is the importance of linguistic attitudes in language teaching. And what Alan, please silence. She holds the degree of Doctor and Master Linguistics from San Marcos University. She defended her doctorate thesis on linguistic attitudes toward American and British English. She also read the Master of Teaching. She also holds the Master of Teaching English as a Foreign Language in the Private University of Piura. And nowadays, she's Executive Director of the Language Center and designer of the master project Teaching English as a Foreign Language in San Marcos University. And what else? Recently approved by the rector of San Marcos University, she took 2 international MOOC courses from San Jacinto University and University of Oregon, getting outstanding marks. What else? Former English teacher from the British Council, Lima, Peru, and Ministry of Education, Research, SIG coordinator of IETFL Peru, coordinator of the diploma course of Teaching English as a Foreign Language at Consorcio de Colegios Católicos del Perú, and coordinator of the course of Instructors of English as a Foreign Language at San Marcos University. She participated in the Homby summer teacher training course in Brazil awarded by the British Council. So we are so lucky to have her with us and so glad to let her start her presentation. Please, let's give her a big applause. Okay, very welcome. Johnny, the microphone, the screen, everything is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, how are you? Here I am in Peru. First of all, I'd like to ask you, how are you today? How are you these days? You know, we are living this lockdown. And the first thing I'd like to know how you are feeling. Maybe you can share your feelings in the chat. Yes, I'm here with the chat. Okay, right. Remember, we have to be worried about our teachers, colleagues' well-being. No? This is something we need to ask the first, right? So let's see if you are sharing with us some expressions, how you are feeling these days. You know, we are living the lockdown. I'd like to know. Oh, very nice here, right? Luz sharing, I'm good. It's nice to see you. Very nice. I'm very glad to be here. That is Karina, Sonia, very good. I'm very happy. Coraima, all fine. That's great. Yes, you it is great. Excellent, my dear. So with that information in mind, I am very happy to know that all of you are okay, right? So let's start then with the session, right? Okay. First of all, there is a noise somewhere. Maybe you have to turn off your microphone, please. Remember, this is the policy. When you have a speaker, all the participants close or put off the microphone. Yes, please turn off your microphone. Thank you very much. All right, let's start, okay? First of all, I want to thank Peru Tech, for organizing this first international ELT conference. Teachers of English Community, a very nice name, right? Let's get together learning and improving around the world. My topic today is the importance of linguistic attitudes in language teaching. Yes, as you know, this is part of my thesis. I simplify it, and I'm going to share all the things I went through while I was designing this thesis, right? Okay, let's continue. All right, yes. As you know, the Peru Tech is a very important organization that is working from the northern part of Peru. The president is Roxana Ceballos Treyes, and the advisor, the academic advisor, is Leo Morin. Please, I congratulate both of you for organizing this important event. As you know, we are living things we haven't been before, so we need to help our teachers, right? Worrying about their well-being first, and then sharing important things about how to manage this new situation for us, okay? So let's see the aim now. The objective of this research is to address the phenomenon of linguistic attitudes in language teaching in the students of English specialty of the School of Education at San Marcos University. Okay, before we start, I'd like you to watch this video, okay? So take notes because I'll ask you later on a question about it, right? Okay, let's watch.
Johnny, I think you didn't activate it. You didn't activate the sound to
Yes,
share the
hold on.
sound.
Yes,
because we
hold
don't
on. Just
listen.
give me a second. Give me a second, please.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much. So, yeah, okay, so here we see two teachers, yes, who are trying to pass the bridge, but they are too fatty and they cannot pass the bridge, you know. They are trying, but it's impossible for them to cross the bridge. So they are very upset, indicating you get back, okay? But the teacher doesn't want to go back. You get back. No, he gets mad at it when suddenly a little animal starts knocking. What are you doing? Why are you bothering us? And look at the way the teacher treated the little animal. You deserve it because you were bothering me. Now he's pushing the teacher to go back, but there is another animal behind. And look at the behavior the teacher has. He kicked the animal until the other side of the bridge, and they started fighting with each other. Yes, here is we need to know who is the strongest. So both of them are very strong, and still they don't know what to do when suddenly they notice that the bridge is shaking, and obviously they went down and died. Now look at the little animals that will be our students, you know. Look at here. They see to each other. They do not understand the situation. But after reflecting, they can see can understand each other. They can help each other. And obviously, one was very understanding and they helped each other. Oh, now they shake their hands and they continue living. Okay, so that is a very nice story. I'd like you, let's go over the question after this video. I'm going to ask you a question, you know. So let's see. Okay, right. So with that images you have seen, we are trying to activate your background knowledge, right? So here we're going to use a Mentimeter. So go to the chat here in this conference, please, and tell me 3 adjectives that you can extrapolate from the video you have seen, all right? So please write down the adjectives, right? I know I have very smart students here in this audience, and I'm sure they are going to do the task. How should be the teacher's attitude towards the students, right? Okay, only little expressions. I don't want you to write an essay. Think of attitudes. Maybe you can say they should be empathetic. Okay, what else? Very nice. I have already one participant who wrote something. What about the others? Yes, what adjective? Very nice. Tolerant. Tolerance is very important. Yes. Okay, keep writing because we are going to see the adjectives. Tolerant, patient. We need to be clever, smart, empathetic. Very nice. Yes. Okay, let's wait some other adjectives that you can extrapolate from the video. Okay. Yes. Very nice. Yeah, we have to control. Sometimes we get angry, we lose our temper, and then we are crying. So it's much better to be smart and control what you are saying before you hurt the other ones, right? You have to be human beings first. Yes, I love that part. Human beings worried about the other persons. You don't think in yourself. You think of the others, how you can help them to improve and together have a better country. You see, very nice, supporting, very nice, helpful, excellent, sociable. Yes, that is something important also because under this lockdown, we are becoming a sort of people who do not talk with others, right? Very nice. Okay, collaboration. Proud of, yes. Supporting, empathetic. Very nice for your participation. Okay, and let's see now. And we are going to continue. So thank you for sharing with us with the Mentimeter, which is one way to measure students' participation. Okay, let's continue. Well, we're going to do a summary. That is the first thing we do. So this session is going to be about the study of linguistic attitudes, and we know it's very important in social linguistics, and therefore in language teaching, because the wealth of information on the functioning of the language is in its social relationship with the community. So remember, we have here two important authors. Yes, we teach English to interact in the society. So we need to know where we are in order to choose the adequate register. Yes, always being humble because we are there to let the others learn the language. So never ever show off. Yes. The study of linguistic attitudes was approved from three components of a sphere, right? The cognitive, behavioral, and affective attitudes. This is given by Brown, yes, 2,000 pages from 1 to 4. Cognitive component, when you say, for example, that maybe British English is very difficult and American English is super easy. You are checking your cognitive attitude, right? You can say, I love American version rather than British version or vice versa. And the behavioral is the attitude you take towards the language, right? Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so these three components make up the attitude, right? We have used direct techniques such as survey, indirect techniques such as the match guys techniques, and the observation. Yes, all right, so three techniques. All right. At the end, I'm going to do a proposal, a methodological proposal, yes, suggestions in order to foster positive learning strategies that favor the learning of English, yes, and the use of English since the beginning. Okay. We consider that the present research is extremely important in the area of English language learning. Because nowadays, as you know, we are more connected than before by the mass media. Consequently, learning English is not only to be updated, but also necessary to obtain the bachelor, the master, and the PhD degrees at universities. Okay? Right. So remember, these attitudes are very important. And now that we are living the lockdown, teachers' attitudes are very important towards our students because they have very difficult, serious problems such as, for example, they don't count with connectivity, they don't have computers at home, or maybe there is just one computer which is shared by mom, dad, and the sons. Okay, right. Problem statement. Teachers in the specialty of English have the predisposition to teach English with sources and bibliography in American and British English. These teachers follow these tendencies either because of their studies carried out or because of the training they have received in their professional life. Both the British Council and Rilo Andes, the United States of Embassy, have contributed to the training of English teachers who use resources bibliography in American and British English. For these reasons, it was necessary to know whether these trends, the bibliographies they are using because of their education, and also the training they are providing us here in Peru, in addition to the training the teachers received. We need to know if all these are affecting the students of San Marcos in their attitudes towards these languages. Okay. How do methodological strategies contribute to the development of positive attitudes towards learning of American and British English? We need to know what methodology will help our students to have and show positive attitudes towards these languages. Yes. How do we determine the attitude profile of Spanish-speaking students with respect to the learning of American and British English? Okay, here we are going to see researches done by important people in this area. For example, Sean, 2008, pages 222 to 244, argues that there are other factors that powerfully influence the learning process of a language in a multilingual situation. This is motivation, attitudes, anxiety, learning achievements, intelligence, age, personality, and so forth. So not only attitudes, but also all these will affect the process of learning languages. Fishman says that the attitudes of a language are strongly influenced by social and political factors. Yes. So remember, sometimes we don't believe that politics also influence. That's why we need to fight for our rights. Yes, we have had very sad situation 2 weeks ago, yes, in order to fight for democracy. And the members of the community are aware of it, and that also attitudes have a strong influence in large areas such as education. Okay. Brown Douglas, 2000, page 168, argues attitudes as well as aspects of the development of cognition and affection in human beings develop in childhood. So be careful when you are mommy, when you are daddies, show love. So in the future, they will be much better, right? So all these attitudes start from infancy. Brown defines the attitude from the behavioral, cognitive, affective perspective. So we have seen that, and we gave you examples also that in a linguistic attitude, there are three components: behavioral, cognitive, and affective perspectives. All right, what will be the objective of this session, right? We are going to describe the manifestation of the components of linguistic attitudes towards these two dialects, to quantify the impact of influence of the social-linguistic variables. For example, age, sex, socio-economic variable in the linguistic attitudes. We're going to determine how methodological strategies contribute to the development of positive attitudes towards learning American and British English. Let's see the hypothesis. The affective, cognitive, and behavioral components manifest themselves in a positive and natural way towards linguistic dialects. The linguistic attitudes towards American and British English are determined by the social-linguistic variables such as age, sex, and socio-economic variable. Okay. The appropriate methodological strategies used for the teaching learning of American and British contribute to the development of positive attitudes towards both languages. The attitude profile of the Spanish-speaking student regarding the learning of American or British English is determined by the behavior of the affective, cognitive, and behavioral components. Let's see the justification, okay? We do not know if two teaching learning trends of the teachers in the specialty of English are positively or negatively affecting the successful or limited learning British American English. So it is necessary to point out the results on attitudes to which we arrive are very useful for the field of education regarding the teaching of English as a foreign language and the improvement of language learning strategies. Okay, let's see some definitions of attitudes from different perspectives. For example, the social linguistic approach assumes the study of language in its real social dimension, right? So this is something that we need to work on a lot because sometimes we teach in a decontextualized way. And then we complain because the students don't understand. We have to understand the situation in order to choose the adequate language, right? Studies about the speakers themselves, their position within the social group, their linguistic values and prejudices, and the kind of person they would like to be. Richards and Smith argue that social linguistics is the study of language in relation to social factors, such as social class, education, types of education, age, sex, and ethnicity. Okay. Weiselberstein studied codes related to class, social class, and indicates that lower level students use restricted language, while higher class students produce more elaborate language. So we have to think of this, you know? So remember, if we are good teachers, even though the kids come from very low social classes, you're going to make the difference, you know? Because the students will learn the language. So they won't have only restricted language, all right? Hudson, you know, defines sociolinguistics as the study of language in relation to society. So remember, we cannot teach, you know, anything in a decontextualized way. That is, it studies the language in its social context and establishes correlations between linguistic behavior and the social-cultural context. Okay, the linguistic attitude is the behavior that the speakers of different languages show towards other languages or towards their own language. This is, they are expressions of positive, of affirmative feelings towards the language and may reflect impressions of linguistic difficulty or simplicity, which facilitate or make language learning difficult. So imagine the attitudes will determine if we are going to learn languages easily or with difficulty. Okay. Attitudes is usually defined as a disposition of tendency to respond positively or negatively towards a certain thing, such as an idea, object, person, or situation. Attitude is part of our life because we have positive and negative attitudes when we buy a pair of shoes. So remember, attitudes will be part of our lives because we are deciding which or this to buy, which book to read, which teacher to take, which course to attend, and there is your attitude. Yes, the students have positive or negative attitudes towards the language they want to learn or the people who speak it, right? Okay. Holmes divided these three components of linguistic attitudes. The affective perspective includes the feelings, the moods, the emotions associated with the language learning. The cognitive proposal of the aptitude involves the beliefs of the students and the way in which it deals with the understanding of the language learning processes. Finally, the behavioral point of view has to do with the attitude behavior of the students in a particular situation. So when we are working in the school, we need to help each other. When we have different institutions that train teachers, we have to help each other. We have to think of the past to continue becoming stronger. We cannot forget the past. It's impossible to go further away if you don't recognize what people have done earlier. So please, when you start working in the school, talk to the former teacher. How are the students doing in the learning process? So by picking up this important and treasure information, you're going to continue becoming stronger because you won't repeat the same problems, the same mistakes, right? So this is for us, dear teachers. Yes, don't believe that you will be the best teacher ever alone. It doesn't work like that, my dear. Talk to the former teacher, the teachers with experience. Talk to them. Work with the young so you can pass the information to them. So only by that, by working in group positively, having positive attitudes, we can become a very strong community. Yes? Okay, let's continue. The importance of linguistic attitude in language teaching. The study of linguistic attitudes in language teaching perception is very important. We cannot deny that. And this is something that has been forgotten. Yes? So remember, we have to trace back and start talking about attitudes in our students. Teachers' attitudes when they behave correctly in front of their students. When you greet the students outside, because sometimes the students greet you only in the classroom, but when you are walking in the street, they cross the road and they go to the other sidewalk not to greet you, in order to not to greet you. But you continue educating. You say, hello, Maria, how are you? And you are teaching them that it's necessary to greet each other, not only in the classroom, but also when we are in the streets. This area is highly challenging for the researchers in the sense that these attitudes are unobservable. Yes, we cannot think what they are thinking because sometimes it's in their mind. But when they act out, when they do something, when they take a position, yes, we can understand the attitude. If it was negative or it was positive. These attributes are very important since they give us ideas about how languages are learned and taught. What is a positive attitude? Positive attitudes towards the language and its speakers can lead to increased motivation. So remember, the way we talk to our students, it has to be with lots of love. Yes, it's not just a matter, a subject that you are giving. They are human beings. The world, you are also another human being. So understanding each other will help the students to learn the language. Yes, better learning achievement and positive attitude toward learning the language. Being a successful learner starts with having positive attitudes towards learning. A positive attitude lets you relax. Remember, focus and absorb information as you learn. You're ready to welcome new experiences and recognize many different kinds of learning opportunities. Learning another language also provides many other benefits, including greater academic achievement, greater cognitive development, and more positive attitudes towards other languages and cultures. So remember, just think of Peru. We have people that come from the Andes, they come from the Sierra. So we are Peruvian. We need to understand each other. We have to accept that diversity is something good in our country, right? Okay, simply put, language learning is necessary for students to effectively function in the modern global marketplace. A negative attitude, remember, this is very important. The effect of negative attitude. A negative attitude limits performance. That is the first thing. Destroy motivation and inhibits learning. So try to reflect on this, dear teachers. If you have negative attitudes toward your students, you are not letting them use the language, learn the language. You're having an enemy in the classroom because they won't be motivated and the students won't learn. So the students are behind some little thing they do, say gladly, very good, welcome dear. And the next time they will try to improve even better. Negative attitudes discourage, limit, and even prevent learning, positive change, and growth. Okay, now I'm going to give you some important, suggestions in order to get positive attitudes from our students, right? How? By being tolerant. So in the classroom, how can we get positive attitudes from our students? You need to be tolerant. If you're not tolerant, you're going to lose your students. Okay. But this time, tolerance not only to be understanding when they don't have the micro on, they say, Miss, I cannot turn on my micro. Yes, you have to be understanding. Okay, check your microphone for the next class. Okay, don't worry, write on the chat when you have your classes. So you're giving solutions. You're not giving all five because the micro is not working, you see? So be understanding and be tolerant. In language learning, making errors is some important part of the process of learning a language. Okay. It has been shown that the students who takes the risk and actively participates will learn the language faster than another who does not participate. So please be tolerant to the institution where you work at. Be tolerant with the different organizations we have. We have to live together peacefully. We have to be tolerant to diversity. Yes, flexibility is something that will be practiced in the classroom by being flexible. Sometimes the students don't want to take the examination. Okay, you have to tell them, speak up. Why do you don't want to take the examination? Maybe they can say, we didn't study enough, or we couldn't finish the worksheets, etc., etc. Be tolerant and flexible. Okay, when do you want to take it? Sometimes it is because they have two examinations during the day. And obviously, you cannot take 2, 3 examinations at the university. So be flexible, share with them, negotiate with them. When are you going to take then the examination? Next week, miss. Okay, you see, you don't get enemies and you are communicating, having positive attitudes towards this situation that sometimes come up in a normal way, right? High motivation. Students are highly motivated in my university because probably getting to the university is quite difficult, you know? We don't work too much with motivation. They are already highly motivated, right? But in some other schools, maybe private schools, daddy gives them everything and they don't want to study because they're thinking of their vacation in the USA, in UK, etc. So for us, it's terrible to start working with this kind of kids. But still, do your best. Tell them, maybe ask them to do homework about the places they will be going in the summer. And obviously, if you ask them like that, the students will start getting information and they will start giving you some products. All right? Okay, look for high standards of English proficiency, right? Don't just be happy. Yes, look for high standards. If they are producing the sentence, think of the phonetics and phonology. Is it okay or not? Think of the intonation. Think of using more difficult structures, maybe embedded sentences or maybe compound or complex sentences. Always look for high standards of English proficiency, and the students will benefit from it. Have a high identification with English. In our case, as teachers, we have two standard languages that we use in Peru, American English and obviously British English, the received version, right? So as teacher, we need to think of the standard languages. We know, and it's natural that the language has got many dialects in the places they are used. This is something normal, you see? But as teachers, we need to think which dialects are we going to teach in the classrooms? So the standard English, okay, the standard English. This research was done considering the standard English, American English, and British English. Okay. Number 6, select the topic to teach. Remember, we need to respond to our students' needs. We need to know if we are teaching primary, secondary, or university level. We need to be a sort of psychologist, to give them what they want, what they need, all right? Recognize the level of the audience also. We need to know in the first day of class, we have to apply a diagnostic test just to know the arena, what kind of students we have in the classroom. And according to this, you have to organize your classes for the semester or for the whole year in the case of state schools. All right, so please recognize the level of the audience, recognize the arena where you are working at. Okay, right. The number 8 is activate students' prior knowledge. This is something we need to know, and we need to do because these are attitudes. When you are asking the kids to share or unpack their experiences they have bring with them, you are valuing the knowledge, the information, this rich information they have in their packs. So by doing this, we are recognizing people who come from the Andes, people who come from Lima probably, and from the jungle, right? Let them unpack their experiences. They are bringing important information, and by you doing this, they will feel important because of that attitude that you have taken. Use natural English. Never show off. Never say my English is the best. No, no, no. Be humble. Use natural language. The theory tells us that when the students are learning languages, the way the teacher should use should be simple, just imitating as mother and children speak with each other. They use simple languages, right? Okay. Have a positive and constructive attitude at all times, right? Teachers must have positive attitudes toward all the students. This is something I saw that sometimes we work only with the strong students in the classroom, and we leave behind the poor students. So if you take this attitude, negative attitude towards the poor students, you are not doing the right thing. Work with everyone. Start with the A, go to the Z, start with the A, so everybody will be happy that you are calling and taking into consideration all the students in the classroom. Another aspect that I consider is important is also be prepared for the session. If you these sort of things we are mentioning, I'm sure the students will love you because the students perceive if you are prepared or if you are just improvising your classes, right? They notice, they perceive, and they will respect you. By bringing like this, by following these suggestions, I'm sure the students will have positive attitudes towards you and towards the languages you have chosen, right? Okay, thank you very much for your attention. And if you have some other questions, I'll be free to give you the answer. All right, thank you very much. Okay.
Gabriela, can I talk for a while?
Of
Yes,
course,
yes.
yes. You may just turn on your microphone. Yeah.
Thank you. Miss Johnny Cardenas,
Yes,
thank you very
hello,
much.
how are
I'm
you?
Rosana Ceballos from Peru Tech.
Oh, very
Well,
nice.
I was listening to the presentation for the whole presentation when I finished doing telemarketing, because I was inviting teachers. It is Sunday. They are sleeping. They are having
Sure.
breakfast. They are listening to masses. But I'm surprised that there are many teachers right now in the group, and some of them are following up in YouTube.
Oh,
So
great. Excellent.
it's excellent. It means that all the teachers of English are really compromised in learning. It's a
Sure.
Sunday. It's a Sunday.
That's right.
And
Yes.
the topic is so direct to us,
Yes, obviously.
because we are a community. We are
Yes.
teachers of English. We need to be tolerant, patient, accessible to our students, compassionate, tender,
Yes.
kind, because nobody knows what kind of life do our students have. Nobody knows.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes
Yes.
we had some bad experience with students about
Mm-hmm.
treatment, parents' treatment against
Yes,
them,
that's right.
and uh, expression is in my mind from your presentation.
Yeah.
We can't be alone. We need to
Yes,
live in a society. We need
that's
to
right.
share. We need to share knowledge. As I always
Mhm.
repeat to everybody, knowledge belongs to the universe. So
Yes, that's right.
if it belongs to the universe, we need to share it all the time.
That's
That's
right.
the reason we, Mrs. Leonor Marin, we invited you to this first international ELT conference in order to learn from you. Because I
That's
met
right.
you in Lima in some workshops, and
Oh, great.
then
Really?
you came, yeah, you came to Piura and have classes with Profesionalización of San Marcos at
That's
IPIA,
right.
but
Yes,
that
obviously.
was for the first graduation class. You know,
Oh,
I
great.
was on the third one, so I didn't have the chance to listen to you. But I went to some courses of IATEFL
That's
that
right.
Leo Marin organized, and I heard your lectures, and I was impressed. And
Thank you very much.
we really want to say thank you to you. It's Sunday, everybody needs to relax today, but all the teachers of English are learning, and
That's
that's very
right.
important. And they are working from Monday, sometimes to Sunday or Saturdays, but they are still in because they
Yes.
want to learn. We want to learn. That's
Yes.
why 10 years ago we created this community, which is called Peru Tech, and
Yes, that's right.
we have been organizing many events in
Great.
order. Our mission is to help teachers to share with knowledge with teachers, and also
Mhm.
some social activities and tourism too.
Mm.
But we had some 5 binational conferences, 2 in Ecuador and 3 in Peru, and the fifth one was supposed to be in Colombia, but
Oh,
COVID
great.
came.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
great.
and between June and July, we met and planned this international conference. And
Mhm.
as I said, the team, we have angels like you that are
Yeah,
passionate
yes,
with teaching,
yes.
and we
That's
have
right.
we have a spectacular international, national and local lecturers for this conference. So
Great.
thank you very much again. Thank you to all the teachers, and I would like
Yes,
to listen to them because there are
yes,
more than 70 teachers right now. Please ask Miss
yeah,
Johnny Cardenas, share your experience because it's time for sharing.
yes, that's right.
Yes, we are 75 teachers, so please raise
Mhm.
your hand and you can turn on your microphone because I'm sure that you have a lot to say to Miss, to Dr. Cardenas, okay?
Mhm.
All right,
All right, I'm
we're
ready.
ready. Okay, just open your microphone and start telling, would be great. But meantime, they are writing many comments to you, Mr. Johnny. They say, thanks, Miss Dr. Carden's excellent information. Amazing. Thanks. Well done. Very interesting. Thanks a lot for presentation. Great topic to reinforce our teaching field. And thanks a lot for sharing your experience. Thank you, Johnny. Nice to listen to you again. Very interesting. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, that's what most of teachers want to say. Okay, we are ready to listen to you. Please just turn on your microphone and we are
Right.
all here.
Gabby,
Have
can you listen
Yes.
to me?
yeah.
Yes, we can listen to you. Go ahead.
Yes. All right. Okay. My name is Leo Marin. And I know Johnny for a long time, and I should say to work with her in former associations, and definitely the topic, I mean, attitude is so much important to not only in education but in our lives. So I just wanted I will be um, precise. Yes, I won't talk too much because I want the participants, okay, to mention what they are typing right now. I think that and I totally agree with Johnny. and personality comes out in our teaching. We cannot fake. We cannot fake. And I guess that this is something very important that I want to outstand. And when you mentioned, when I asked you, when I asked you, Johnny, please, could you help us? It's going to be on Sunday. And then you told me later, but you always say Sunday is a family day. Yes, but sometimes we change. So I just wanted to give a special thing, a special gratitude to Johnny for many things, And just finishing by saying that we cannot teach attitude because we show when we transmit genuine love to our students, right? Thank you so much, Johnny. And now I just pass over to the participant. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leo.
Good
Thank you
morning
very
One,
from the Dominican Republic. Mr.
much.
Torres, I have a question for Mrs. Gargan. And it is that which of the three attitude perspective do you consider the most important in the language field, the cognitive, behavioral, or the affective? Please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. As you know, my dear participant, through these three components of the attitude work together. We cannot separate, right? So number one, if you're thinking in our students, when you do some sort of topic, let's say morphology, you want to teach something on morphology, the students will take an attitude towards it, and that'll be the cognitive attitude. They will say, super easy, teacher, or they will say, yes, I got to understand a bit, but can you explain once again? You see? So probably they didn't understand too much and they're asking you to explain, you see? So all this will be cognitive attitude, right? Because you are dealing with understanding. We are dealing with decoding the messages in the brain. Maybe for you as a teacher, everything clear as water, but for them, it's the first time they are listening, and probably it will take time to decode the message from you. That's why speaking in a very natural way is very important in the classroom. Adapt the language so it is natural way of talking, the way mother and child talks to each other, right? Now, that will be cognitive, you see. But let's say now the attitudinal, uh, the attitude, right? For example, when you as a professor, you are the coordinator of the school, let's say, and it's up to you to choose American or British version. Everything will depend on your background preparation, right? And you decide, well, I try many times this British version. Let's try the American version, maybe to innovate, maybe to get to know also the other accent. That moment, as a coordinator of teacher, you're taking an attitudinal part of this component because it's a behavior. You're choosing this instead of the other one. You see? Okay? Right. That will be the behavioral component. All right, let's go over now the affective component, right? In the affective component is something you like more than the other. Imagine that there is a concert, yes? There are two concerts. One concert where we can see British singers and another concert where you see American singers, and you have the choice. Come on, let's go to the concert, okay? All right, but which one are we going to? And there is a complaint with the family, and if you decide to go to this or that, you're showing your affection towards that dialogue. So you see, towards that concert. Yeah, so these three things, in order to understand, are separated, but it's not separated. It's taking the moment. Sometimes it's affective, sometimes it's behavioral, sometimes cognitive. Okay? All right. Is it clear now?
Thank you very much. Very clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome, my dear.
Thank you, Erasmo Torres. Miss Johnny, Mr. Erasmo Torres is from Dominican Republic. He's following all Peru Tech's event. Thank you, Erasmo, for your participation and for your positive event.
Hey, thank you, Erasmus.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you too.
We are connected. Yes, we are connected and we learn from each other. Remember that. Yes.
Is there any other person who want to add something?
There is a question. No, it was made by Erasmo. It was made by Erasmo Torres. Okay. Miss Johnny, is it possible to have the PPTs? Because they were really interesting. They are really interesting.
Share. No problem. We can share
Yeah,
them.
I took some photos and also Leito, Marin, but we need to have all of them like for sending them into an email.
Maybe you can
information.
maybe you can ask them to open up their cameras for a while so you can take a pic.
Yeah. Okay. So, teachers, are there any other question for Miss Johnny? Oh, everybody was saying thank you through the chat. Okay. Thanks again, Miss Johnny Cardenas, for your time and for being with us on this beautiful Sunday. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
please,
let's keep in touch. Let's keep in
yes,
touch
obviously we have
yeah,
to keep in touch.
because
Don't worry.
this international conference started on August 25th
Great.
with Miss Inés Muñoz from Ecuador, and it will finish with a lecture from the USA. And on December 20th at 11 a.m. we will have the closing ceremony for this first international ELT conference. We have been lucky because we have many spectacular lecturers, as you say, experience and young lecturers, believe us.
Yes.
Young lecturers are using a lot of technology and we're learning a lot. Teachers that are here, the main point of this conference is to learn, to acquire knowledge. Even though we are gonna receive a certificate, but the first point is to learn. Okay, is to learn. That is very necessary. Okay, and please, we are gonna have another conference this Wednesday at 8 p.m. But it is gonna be different because it's gonna be in Spanish, and it's about viviendo en armonía con mucha salud en estos tiempos tan difíciles. Vamos a tener al doctor Luis Vega, que es egresado de la Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos, y la doctora Paola Aguirre, que es egresada de la Universidad Alas Peruanas, y van a presentar temas para vivir en armonía y con mucha salud, tanto que lo necesitamos. Van a hablar mucho sobre medicina alternativa, medicina natural, acupuntura, rosas, moxas, masajes, reflexología, todo lo que necesitamos. Muchas veces vivimos tan estresados y tenemos que de una u otra forma calmarnos, y este miércoles esta conferencia ha sido organizada para todos los profesores que ya están concluyendo el año, que ha sido sumamente diferente, y los estamos invitando. Y el próximo sábado tenemos 2 expositores internacionales. Tenemos a Okone Fion de Qatar, que nos va a hablar su experiencia como profesor durante este tiempo. Y luego tenemos a María Gracia Mendoza Chirinos de Honduras. Ellos van a estar el próximo sábado con nosotros desde las 5 de la tarde. De 5 a 7 tenemos el próximo sábado, y este miércoles tenemos de 8 a 9. Recuerden, teachers, que el primer objetivo es aprender y adquirir conocimiento para compartirlo. El segundo objetivo es asistir a todos los eventos para tener horas pedagógicas que serán reflejadas o plasmadas en el certificado que se va a entregar el 20 de diciembre. Y por sobre todas las cosas, tienen que compartir el conocimiento y los eventos porque son gratuitos desde la última semana de octubre. Estamos trabajando muchísimo el equipo de Peru Tech Team. Es un trabajo voluntario, nadie gana un sueldo, nadie, pero nadie gana un sueldo. Y lo hacemos con mucho cariño, con la experiencia de Leo Marín, que desde hace 10 años nos acompaña, con la experiencia de Gabriela, Alan Lazo, Elizabeth Sarnaquet, que son profesores del Estado, que tienen mucha experiencia en ese campo, y Miss Celia Cava, que es una joven egresada de una universidad privada, que trabaja para una empresa, y nos estamos apoyando todos para servirles, because Peru Tech is always for you. Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you,
Yes.
Gabi, Leito.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you to all the teachers. And keep in mind, Wednesday at 8 p.m. and Saturday at 5 p.m. Okay? Have a nice
Very much.
Sunday.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Rosana.
much.
Thank you very much, Rosana, for everything you are organizing for free. And this is what we need. And you know, we are undergoing difficult economic situation. And it doesn't mean because of this not to do anything. You are organizing in a volunteering way. This is what matters. And you are surrounded by a team that also has the same ideas. Great for you. When Leito asked me to give this lecture, I said, excellent, no problem. You know, we are here because we want to help Peruvian teachers, right? And we want from the organizations to give this sort of events. We are having this all over the world. This problem of the COVID-19 is all around the world. So we need to react, and your institution is really helping in that sense. We have also IATEFL. I'm sure they are going to do something. We have to take advantage that we cannot have, money. We cannot afford to pay for a flight. Everything now is on internet. So there is no need to have money. So we need to start organizing and working for Peruvian teachers, Well, the last thing is keep in mind, remember, we are living this difficult situation of the the COVID-19, okay? So first, think how your students are. Positive attitudes. Ask them, if they don't have resources, if they have books, that is the first thing you have to ask. If they do not have, look for other alternatives, maybe the chat, maybe a cell phone, I don't know, but be part of the students' problems also, and try to give them solutions to them. There is no other way to grow as Peruvians. We have to support each other. The institutions need to support each other. You cannot go further away if you work alone. No, it has been proved historically that you cannot do anything if you work alone. Being together, we can become stronger, right? So these are my last words. In the schools, work as a team. The teachers work and collaborate in every task you have, right? Okay, thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me to be here with you. And obviously, I'll be supporting in every event, in every activity you ask me to participate. Thank you very much. Bye-bye to everyone. Hugs and a big kiss for all of you in the chat and in the conference. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Bye, teachers. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. And you can see this presentation again on our page, Peru Tech, in Facebook, okay? And it's also transmitted in YouTube.
Very much. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Johnny. Nice to see you. Bye-bye. Take care.
It
Okay,
was good to
goodbye.
see you. Yes, it was good to see you.
Thank
All
you.
right.